What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube followers, Twitter and Instagram followers? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another edition of Victory Monday, the sixth one of the year. And now that the Giants are 6-1, we officially match every single record that we've had in the past 5 years. Because in 2017, we only won 3 games. In 2019, we won 5. 2020, it was 6. And last year, 2021, it was 4, right? Yeah, it was 4 last year. So we match every single win total that we've had over like the past 4 to 5 years. And in 2018 it was also 5. I realized I just skipped from 2017 to 2018. The Giants are on a roll. It was a very close game yesterday. It was a team that entered with a lot of injuries going up against the Jaguars team that any fan that paid attention to how the Jaguars were playing throughout the year, they knew it wasn't going to be an easy game, and it definitely was not an easy game. They bottled up the run early on. Luckily in the fourth quarter, things got going for the run game. The Jaguars offensive line was like really impressive to me, both in the run blocking and pass protection. They seem to have done a really good job. Even when their tackle went out, their backup did a good job. Although I could say the same for us. We lost 2 of our starting linemen and we had backups going, and I think they did a very serviceable job. You know, a great shout out to Bobby Johnson, the offensive line coach. He's doing good things over there. But this isn't the video to talk necessarily about the win. If you want that, go ahead and check out my reaction video that I put up yesterday. This video is more so to talk to a specific group of people. It's some fans. This is both NFL fans and some Giants fans alike. When it comes to, you know, just being in the moment, enjoying something that hasn't happened in a long time, and looking a little too far ahead. Once again, guys, for the first time in 5 years, the Giants are winning. And we all know 2016 was one of the biggest fluke seasons of all time. So you could really argue for the first time in a decade, the Giants are really and truly a good team with good coaching, and the players are executing well and buying into that good coaching and good leadership. Usually over the past 5 years, in September and October, we're already looking towards the draft. We're already looking towards our draft position, who we're going to take, this, that, and the third. This year, it's very obvious for obvious reasons, we're not looking towards the draft. We have the second best record in the NFL, and I still think that we could finish with the best record in the NFL because there's a lot of games left, and we could win our division, have a home playoff game, potentially get a bye and see where that takes us. If you want to call me biased, go ahead, but the Eagles aren't going to stay undefeated forever, and we aren't going to stay injured forever. We're going to start getting healthy. But there's Giants fans that just have a hard time, and NFL fans, with giving credit to certain people on this team. Let me start off with Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau, who's had questions about him since the draft process, which, like, once again, if you're watching these games, you know all those questions were not worth it. Especially, about his motor, that he's focused on his brand too much. He's not enough about football. If you watch this guy play, he's probably one of the players that buys in the most to this team and with the football. He's the one that cares most about the football games. This guy chased down Travis Etienne on his largest run yesterday, which was like a 60-yard run, I think. Kayvon is at the line of scrimmage. Travis Etienne is like running towards our 30-yard line, 20-yard line, about to get a touchdown. And out of nowhere, you see Kayvon Thibodeau catch up to a guy that has a 40-yard dash, and he tackles him. He was the one that brought down Travis Etienne. That doesn't seem like a guy that's not invested into football to me. Ran all the way across the field, was hiking it down there. Kayvon Thibodeau, who people had questions about his motor, that speaks to that as well. He's clearly, in my opinion, looked like the best rookie edge rusher this year. Now, we know Aiden Hutchinson is doing his thing. He had that great 3-sack game. But if you're looking at the pressures, which is really one of the most important stats when it comes to edge rushing, he leads all rookies since he basically came back from injury. And it's not even close. He's been performing out of his mind since week 3, or is it week 4 that he came back, whatever the case may be, and he's drawing holes from offensive linemen, much like Azeez did in the one game Azeez played for us this year. Knock on wood, hopefully we could get him back later towards the end of the season. But if you watch the game yesterday against the Jaguars, this man was getting choked out by offensive linemen, held left and right, grabbed left and right, and the referees won't give us calls. I really got it. For years now, I've had a problem with the NFL referees, and for some reason, it seems like they have a vendetta against the Giants. But when you get a guy that's literally being choked out, arms around his neck, being grabbed by his helmet and stuff to prevent him to get to the quarterback, we should get a flag for that. But if one of our guys merely touches the quarterback's shirt, it's a roughing the passer call. That's neither here nor there, but people need to give Kayvon Thibodeaux his respect. Sacks are going to come eventually. It's okay to get caught up in the moment during the games, but once the dust settles and the game finishes, give the man his flowers. And of course, I'm sure you guys thought this video was going to mention Daniel Jones with the way I opened up giving people respect. And of course it is. You guys know me, and for those of you that don't, I was a very, very big Daniel Jones defender for his first 3 years here with the Giants, basically 2019 to 2021. I am one of the people that believes that that Joe Judge staff kind of really crushed the guy's development. And after 2021, entering the 2022 season, and I still hold this opinion, I don't necessarily think that Daniel Jones is the answer to the future. But at the same time, I never blamed our records on him. It was very clear that this team was not set up correctly around him, and he was given one of the worst hands a young quarterback has been given to deal with in terms of weapons, offensive line, and of course coaching, like I mentioned earlier. Now that a lot of that has improved. The coaching for sure has improved. The offensive line has improved. The weapon situation, not so much. But what I will say is that Daniel Jones is doing a lot of great things for the Giants this year. He is helping us win games. That's just a fact. He, not only by not turning the football over, I feel like that's a slight to him at times. For sure you can say that for the first 4 weeks, but I'd say for this past 3 weeks, he's also been making plays that are helping us win, both with his legs and with his arm, especially with his arm last week. And in the first half of this game was, once again, we couldn't get the run game going at all in the first half. It was his arm that kept us in the game. The passes, I really love what I'm seeing from Daniel Jones, and I give him credit for it and respect for it. There's fans around the NFL and even in this own Giants fan base that for some reason can't just give him credit. Giving him credit doesn't mean you're saying this is the guy of the future. And maybe I'm still wrong and he is the guy of the future. But the thing is, we shouldn't even be thinking about that right now. I'm sorry, but this is not 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, where we're thinking about the offseason and offseason moves early on, because we're winning. We have a legitimate chance of doing something in the playoffs this year. Realize that. Really think about that and realize that. Why are you thinking about moves that need to be made in the offseason right now? Leave that to capable hands. And for the first time in 5 years, I can say there are capable hands that I trust to leave that to. Whatever decision Joe Schoen makes come this, February, March, and April, I am trusting it because of the way that he has this team performing right now. And of course, that's with Brian Daboll as well. Whatever decision these guys make, I am trusting it. And guess what? It's going to be one of two. It's either going to be A, they continue to follow the Buffalo blueprint, which, by the way, went very similar to how this Giants team blueprint is growing so far. We're just a little bit more successful with the winning part. But remember, they won in 2017. They went to the playoffs. Tyrod Taylor was in a similar-ish type situation where I believe he was, looking for another deal. They ended up, basically not going with that deal. They drafted a rookie quarterback. They took a step back the next year, developed him, and now Josh Allen, the Bills, are one of the best teams in the league. We may go that route, but we also may not go that route, because I think we're in a better position than the Bills that year are. We have some names here. We may not go that route. Maybe somehow, some way we extend Daniel Jones, right? There's one of two things, but guess what? I'm not worrying about it, because for the first time in a long time, I trust that general manager to make the decision. And I think that's what a lot of this comes down to, with fans still thinking about the offseason, still thinking about draft position, still thinking about who's going to be the quarterback next year, instead of, once again, just live in the moment a little. It's not going to hurt you. Give credit to the guy a little bit. It's not going to hurt you. And try to think about maybe we can make something happen this year. There's a reason for that. Let's admit it. Dave Gettleman had a lot of stupid moves. And I was actually a big Dave Gettleman supporter because I think he had some good moves as well. I mean, a good amount of the players on this team, they'd come from his drafts. But yeah, there was a lot of stupid moves, and a lot of people felt they were smarter than Dave Gettleman, with good justification, by the way. And I think that's what it is. We were under a bad general manager for basically 4 years, and it's affected the way people think about our current general manager. But I just gotta say, we're not in that situation anymore. We're not in that situation anymore. Whatever decision this guy is gonna make in the offseason, I trust. It's as simple as that. And that's why I'm focused on this current season. If I'm worried about any moves right now, it's honestly trying to get some help on the offensive side of the football. whether that, well, not whether, it is going to be by trade if we do try and get some help on the offensive side of the football. I feel like that's what we should be focusing on. When the draft comes, we'll worry about that. If we end up picking 20-something, it doesn't mean, and like, say we're in a position to get a new quarterback, it's not the end of the world. We've seen countless times, year in, year out, time and time again, that a number 1 overall pick or a high pick quarterback does not necessarily mean they're going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield is probably the best, most recent example of that. You could get like a late first-round pick guy, and he turns out to be the guy. And even then, if we follow the Bills model once again, Joe Schoen is going to find a way to trade up. Like, that's just how it is. That's why I'm just leaving it to him. I'm confident he's going to make that good decision. Like, really, the whole point of this video was, yes, to give credit to Kayvon Thibodeau, who I feel has been disrespected from before he started his NFL career until now, and to give credit to Daniel Jones as well, because he's doing good things, but also to say, let's just not focus too much on the future right now, because we may have something in the present that could turn out real good. And once again, Brandon Brown, our assistant GM, and Joe Schoen, our actual GM, I feel like they're going to have us in good hands with whatever decision they make. Let's keep it here. Let's see these 6-1 Giants, how far they can go, man. For the first time in 5 years, we're winning. Let's support that. That's it for now. Let me know what you think. I could be completely wrong. Like I said several times during this video, I could look like a dumbass, come 3 weeks from now, come 3 months from now. We'll see. But put your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think, and I'm out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for checking out my channel, The Hub, here on Giants YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you hear every time I put out a video. Like it, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.